Little potheads on the hillside, little dope heads by the riverside, teaching your kids it's a good thing to be stoners just like them. There's a banker and a realtor and a criminal defense lawyer. They're the losers and the users, teaching your kids to be the same. Little boxes on the inside, little boxes of conformity, little boxes that we hide in so we never have to take a stand. While we're losing our communities, lots of drugs at the universities, 'cause the losers and the users are teaching your kids to be the same.
Hey you guys, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
I'm Connie Bryan with the Connie Bryan Show. I see you're a 49ers fan. What's your name?
My name is Jesse.
Hey Jesse. What do you think about that shooting recently at the 49ers-Raiders game?
Honestly, in my opinion, I think it's pretty senseless. You know, all the violence that happened during and after the game, you know, in the parking lot and everything. That was really pointless, you know. I mean, people go to the game to have fun, you know.
Yeah.
People go to the game, you know, as a family event, and you know, all that violence is completely unnecessary. That's my opinion.
Hi, I'm Connie Bryan, and thanks for tuning into the program. Have we lost our sense of community in America? What has happened that we seem to be embracing such a culture of meanness to a degree that I can't even describe? I see it all around me. Everywhere, it's just gotten to be such a rampant fact of life. And I want to do a show on the topic. I want to get out and talk to people on the street, what they think we need to do to get our sense of community back. People have totally, seemingly lost touch with the concept of the golden rule. And I believe that the solution really needs to be that public education needs to bring this back into the classroom and teach human values all the way from kindergarten all the way through high school. There needs to be a human values course taught. I mean, think about the things that we've seen in the news here in Sacramento just in recent months. The sheiks that were shot in cold blood in Elk Grove, you know, what the hell? What has happened to our society that we've gotten to the point people can't even go to a doggone football game between the Raiders and the 49ers without risking being shot by some idiot who's angry that the guy wore, okay, he wore an F the Niners t-shirt. Okay, who cares? How does this result in gunplay? People on the roads treat other people like they're members of a warring tribe rather than neighbors in their community. The other day, I just slowed down to turn into a supermarket. The guy is on my bumper, blowing his horn, screaming at me because I'm slowing down to make a right angle turn. So I'm like, I put my hand out the window. I didn't give him the finger, but I put my hand out the window and waved and said, "What's your problem?" He whips around, comes in, pulls up next to me, and I try to explain, "Hey, you don't need to be upset. I was just slowing down. I'm sorry, I have to slow down." Before I can even finish, the guy is throwing a big gulp through my window, which had to be open for me to try to explain to my neighbor why I had to slow down to make this turn. And he doesn't care. All he wants to do is be absolutely angry at me like I'm a member of a warring tribe, and throws this big gulp of some kind of red liquid through my open window. And I'm just blown away at how often I'm seeing this mean-spiritedness. I have to read the paper every day just to be up on stuff, especially for the show. And it's just astounding how much violence that I see that has sort of become second nature. It's like become accepted by us, it's commonplace. How is it that we are blind as a society not to already have stepped in? And especially like, let's say, the AARP. Where are the seniors to be beating the drum as wise leaders in our society? Where is the AARP to be banging a drum and drawing attention to this devoid of kindness, this lack of love for our fellow man? It's gotten just out of control. I mean, the gang violence is one thing, but I see it from people who are just normal, they're supposed to be citizens, acting like hooligans to one another. So I want to know what you think about this. I want to talk to people on the street and find out their views. What do we need to do to start work? Because I'm telling you folks, we're on the verge of losing it completely. We have got to do something, and we got to do it fast to regain our sense of community, our understanding of the golden rule. Because it's, I mean, values, people's values are in the toilet. That's an understatement. This whole concept of recreational drug use is an oxymoron. How do you support that? How do you think that, okay, anybody that speaks out against recreational drug use is an idiot? If you speak out and say that using drugs for recreational purposes is wrong, you're a wacko? But that's what it's getting to, especially in California, this effort to make marijuana legal and all. And they don't want to admit that marijuana is exactly, totally a gateway drug. I guarantee you, anybody who's using anything harder than marijuana, definitely, 99.9% of the time, started with marijuana. But you try to explain this to people, and a growing faction, a large growing faction, looks at you like you're an idiot while you're trying to set the right example. Recreational drug use? Think about that term. Also, think about this term, casual sex. Is there anything casual about sex? Isn't sex like the most non-casual thing you could do, taking all your clothes off and having that kind of level of intimacy with another human being, and you can just do this casually like it's an amusement park? And you think that's healthy? But somebody speaks out about it in our, and by the way, these things I'm saying have nothing to do with religion. They need have nothing to do with the church or with the Bible or with the Koran. That's a whole nother topic. That's where people go really astray with their dogmatic views on religion and thinking that that's how they need to control society. Morals, proper values, healthy living are what I'm talking about, that need have nothing to do with religion and everything to do with healthy living, with living responsibly, with treating one another the way we want to be treated. It's getting so hard for me. I don't know about you, but one of the things I wanted to bring up in this introduction is it's been a growing awareness for me how hard it is to find a good friend to spend time with. And for that matter, somebody to date that I would want to get serious with. Because people's values are so upside down. You know, you think you may have found somebody, you may maybe meet them at a social gathering place. Next thing you know, they've got some, you know, you find out they've got some racist viewpoint, some hatred toward Mexicans. You know, that's the thing that really blows me away, is when I thought I had a good friend, and next thing I know, she's espousing all this hatred toward Mexican immigrants, you know. And in no time flat, I can usually shut these people down, especially when I ask them, hey, have you ever seen a homeless Mexican before? You know, have you ever seen a person on the off-ramp of the 99 that's a Mexican holding a "will work for food" sign? That usually shuts down the argument from these people who are so down on undocumented immigrants coming to this country, saying, oh, they're taking all our work. No, they're not. They're doing the jobs that a lot of Americans don't want to do for $5, $6, $7 an hour. The hard work in the 100-degree heat out there picking vegetables and fruit off the vine for farmers who can't find Americans to do the job. Anyway, I'm out here trying to find good people to spend time with, and every time I turn around, I think I found a friend. They have some upside down, sick viewpoint, thinking that drugs should be used recreationally. You know, why don't I do it? There's something wrong with me because I don't smoke pot, I don't get stoned, I don't get drunk. There's something wrong with me. I'm the one that's the problem. I'm the one that's living unhealthy, you know? It's just amazing how hard it is to find people who know what it means to live healthy without being some kind of religious wacko. You go out with a guy, ladies, I'm sure you've experienced this, and he thinks that if he buys you dessert, that you better be having sex with him that night. You know, if he buys you dinner, you better be doing something close to it. You know, what am I, a prostitute? Because I go out with you? You have sex, and this is what, if you're gonna have sex with somebody, why is this such an alien concept? That sex comes when you develop a bond with another human being that is deep, way before you ever think about jumping in the sack. The seriousness of what can happen from sex, you know, the fact that you could become pregnant. We would have so much less abortion in this country if the concept that I'm talking about, this kind of healthy approach to sex, rather than saying casual sex is just fine, a healthy approach to sex, we would have so much less abortion if people would understand that go into it responsibly. Wait, you don't just jump in the bed with somebody and treat it like it's a carnival ride. But these are the upside down, I don't even want to say upside down values, because it's a lack of values. But people's morals are just in the sewer. And we need to work really hard to raise awareness, what needs to change to get our moral compass back on track in America. There's no reason, and I'm coming full circle here, no reason in the world why there should be so much violence that we see every day in the news. There's the poor guy that was beaten into a coma at the baseball game at the Dodger Stadium is just one more example, and I could go on and on and on, but I want to save time to talk to people on the street and get their take about what we need to do as a community to work on this, to turn things around, to get our sense of community back, to find our sense of brotherly love and the golden rule. Hi there. What's your name, ma'am?
Mary Kenlin.
Mary, okay, and who's this?
This is Penny Lane.
Penny Lane, oh, that's awesome. Hi, Penny. Mary, have you noticed a lack of community, a lack of a feeling of community here in Sacramento?
Well,
or in our society in general?
Well, I can only speak for myself personally.
Sure.
I noticed it at the residence where I live for seniors.
Hi, sir. What's your name?
Larry Spilkin.
Hey, Larry. Where are you from?
Birmingham, Michigan, Detroit metropolitan area.
Wow, Detroit. Have you noticed that we seem to be, and I'm sure, whether you're from Detroit or Sacramento, the question's still relevant, that we seem to be losing our sense of community. And I mean, recently, I'm framing it in the context of the shooting that just happened at the Oakland Raiders 49ers game. You can't even go to a football game anymore without worried about getting shot, you know, because you're wearing the wrong shirt.
Yeah, in of course, the area I'm from, that's a big issue, is you have a large group of people who have no family at all. They're either raised by grandparents or they're out on the street, and the level of violence and senseless violence is very dramatic.
And, hey there, what's your name, sir?
Hi, I'm Jerry Doolin.
Hey, Jerry, you from Sacramento?
I live in Sacramento, yes.
So I guess you heard about that shooting out there at the 49ers Raiders game.
Yes, I did.
What do you think that says about our lack of community values? And what do you think that says about the direction we're going as a country, that we, you know, you can't even go to a football game anymore without worrying about that kind of violence?
It's a sad state of affairs, actually, and you would think that one would be able to go and enjoy a sporting event without the threat of bodily harm or even something worse occurring to you if you expressed an opinion or had some pride in one team or the other.
Exactly. I guess the guy was wearing an offensive shirt, had an expletive toward the 49ers or something.
Yeah.
At least one of them.
Well, even at that, if you can go to the lawns of the lawn and of the White House and yell things at the president without being arrested, you think you could go to a sporting event and yell things practically at any length without any kind of bodily harm coming to you. But it seems like the nature of people is getting so that you can't express an opinion about anything.
Because some kind of confrontation that normally should just be innocuous could turn into
something deadly, something harmful.
Hey, you guys, what's your name, ma'am?
My name's Marissa.
Marissa, and who's this?
This is Oliver.
Hey, Oliver. Oh, he's so cute. And what's your name, sir?
John.
Hey, John, and who's this?
Bueller.
Bueller?
Yes.
Oh, what a cute dog. What kind of dog is that?
He's a terrier / mini pin mix.
Oh, wow, terrier / mini pin.
Yeah.
I know you shared an opinion with me a second ago before we rolled the camera about this problem with the growing negativity and violence that we're seeing in our communities across the nation. You had a thought on that.
I think news channels should focus less on the negative and more on the positive. I think if people saw other people doing more good in the community, people would be more apt to do good as well. If all you see is negativity, you don't realize that there's good going on in the world, so you're less likely to do it.
Right, so you think that the focus on all the bad and negativity that seems to fuel the content of the news, it really works against us.
It definitely it has a part to do with it, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
I've only been there for 3 months and I'm ready to leave. I'm trying to get out of there
because of the way other people treat you?
Because I feel like an inmate in a prison, only it's almost as if it's a invisible prison.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing it's nothing big or major, but it's enough that everybody is affected by it, and we're seniors. We deserve some respect.
And it doesn't have to have anything to do with religion either.
No, I'm not even implying that it has anything to do with religion, although that may be a factor when you see that some of the people who come here from foreign countries, like Albania or something, they bring with them a culture that's a lot different than ours.
Yeah, and that being said, although religion doesn't have to be involved, I found that sometimes religion does help people develop morals, but morals don't have to be attached to any one religion.
Or the morals of that religion can be somewhat violent.
Yeah, like for example, the extremists, the terrorists,
or the
that
Iraqis who are killing their women because they have fallen in love with a non-believer or something.
What do you think we need to do to move in a positive direction from where we're at right now? Because it's getting out of control, and a culture of violence.
Well, I think it should start in the home at a young age, and learn the meaning of respect and courtesy and do unto others. Those simple things like that, I think, would probably go a long ways to righting the way that people see each other now, even at sporting events, or just people passing each other on the street.
I mean, everybody's got stories here about what's happened to them.
So what do you think we need to do to try to get back to that essence of brotherly love for one another and looking at one another as neighbors and showing respect to one another the way we want to be treated? What can we do to try to find that again?
I think that maybe we should just take the message to heart of the great sages of the world, or the great holy men of the world, like Jesus, for instance. I don't belong to any religion.
Right.
But I didn't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Let's put it that way.
Right, and you have to
set to love one another. He said, start with yourself. And he said that the kingdom of heaven is within, to seek that first, and everything you need will be added unto you. It's what keeps me going. It's what keeps a lot of people going there. But it would be really, really nice if we could treat others the way we'd like to be treated. That's what I try to do.
Hey there, ma'am. What's your name?
My name's Penny Redmond.
Penny?
Yes.
Great. Nice to meet you. And who's this down here?
This is Ling Chow.
What do you think about the lack of respect that we're seeing more and more from people in our community?
I think people have more and more lack of self-respect, and I think that's why it reflects. I think that, well, you know, just people going along and, you know, I mean, I could easily throw this trash down, but, you know, it's disrespectful to me. It's disrespectful here for the park, and
Right.
you know, and so there's
So you
less
have
of that. I
those
think-
values instilled in you, but a lot of people don't have those values instilled in them, and we're seeing more and more of that kind of
Well,
behavior.
Unfortunately, yes.
I was in a very upscale place with a very looked to be wealthy family, and the kid knocked over a display in the store and started to pick it up, and the parents said, "I'll leave it, somebody else will pick that up." And I'm just saying, how do people parent kids like
Right.
that? So I mean, it has nothing to do with lower income, upper
Right.
income. It's just bad parenting.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
But if you're taught from day one, this is the rules, or this is right from wrong, when you're little. I used to call it put the fear of God in the kids. But now parents aren't even doing that. They're not parenting.
You know, we've gotten more lackadaisical. I think that a lot of times people, if they have their latte and their smartphone and their, you know, cozy little world, they don't care so much. You know, they don't want to disrupt it. They don't want to step out and say, hey, you know, you shouldn't do that.
Oh, got a caller. Thank you for calling Ultra Continental Toilet Bowl Brush Customer Hotline.
You're welcome.
My name is Connie. If this is an actual emergency, or if you have any part of the toilet bowl brush stuck in a portion of your anatomy,
Stuck? What?
please hang up now and dial 911. How can I be of assistance today?
May I speak to Mr. Clean, please?
I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Clean no longer works here after he was arrested at the Cartoon Network.
The Cartoon Network.
He was caught in a men's room stall with Stewie from the Family Guy.
No way.
You may have seen that on the news. How can I help you today?
Well, I want to know what's so special that your new brush is called Ultra. I mean, I bought your
Right.
previous toilet brush last month, but it wasn't the Ultra. 3 weeks later, you guys come out with
Sure.
the Ultra model. You guys are
course.
like Bill Gates with Windows.
Let me ask you, sir, are you a member of the Communist Party?
I'm a Republican.
Are you against American innovation and free enterprise?
Of course not. I used to be the president.
Ultra Continental, creating stupid jobs for stupid Americans.